If you had a job where you come to work and people clap for you, it would change your entire mood.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
Or you can grow a conscience in the next 5 minutes and see where that takes you.
Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop?
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listing.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
There can be only one magical Negro.
Con el tiki que llama que buena baila usted a la vuelta papi otra vez llegó el negro de.
It won't take long when there's a song to help you set the pace.
Howling holler from the heart.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live.
Life could be worse.
This is the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Ai, menina, mina, chega aí. Ai, menina, mina, chega aí. Vai, quebra, tem mais, vai. Menina, chega aí. Vai, olha, danado. Eita!
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
I'm bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Yeah. Magic mirror on the wall. The fairest one of all.
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole. Always bring you that spice and salt when it comes to pop culture and sci-fi analysis. And of course, this is the Spice Lounge, where we let the spicy takes, spicy conversation fly, hot takes, no filter. We just let it all fly and have fun with a bunch of my friends that drop in on the panel, and of course, interacting with you guys out there in the chat, because remember, you guys are my co-hosts for the show as well. So, wow. Why am I not surprised? It's yet another dismal Disney show that I'm doing, because as some of you know, I grew up with Disney, and needless to say, the Walt Disney Company is going to hell on a rocket with gasoline drawers on, okay? Especially given what we heard today. If you thought yesterday was bad about the layoffs, today officially we find out they're paving over rivers of America. I really can't put it even more simpler than that. And even worse than that is when they're going to do it. Specifically, not too long after a certain holiday celebrating Americana. Yeah. House of Iger is something else, ain't it? Well, let's see. Let's bring in my first panelist and fellow friend and co-host and all of that, Erica. Oh my gosh, I feel naked. I don't have my hair. You know what? What's the darn thing? How many
Disney. So I came
have?
prepared.
Okay, that's all right. It's I would put Yoshi on my head, but I can't.
So I have a little Yoshi back here.
Here, come here. There.
I got a
There we
little
go.
Yoshi back here, but he's
I'll borrow Princess Beach. No, just really sit there.
Well, see, now you really
There we
are
go.
una reina.
Okay, there we
You got
go.
the crown.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go. I like this. And bring all my toads to me. No, I'm not freaking Marion Bowser.
I need a pair of ears. I can just like cut them up so it looks like Dismal Disney.
Yeah, it kind of
Dismal
looks like
Disney
they're
ears.
on fire, you know?
Oh, I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Any ideas? Okay, yeah.
See what I can come up with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and they're the pass holder ears too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I have them somewhere. True story. I've got a back seat full of mini ears because I keep wearing them to the parks, throwing them in the back seat. Oh, but so good to see you, my dear. You doing good?
Yeah, doing good. Shopping for a what do you call these things? China cabinets, hutches. Is there a new name for these nowadays?
I think of it as China cabinet, and I always call it China cabinet.
Okay. Yeah. So that's my I know, domestic life.
Now that sounds good. That sounds good. Glad you're here. And of course, we got another panelist, Ron from Follow the Bradley's Fun. How are you doing besides making me want to cry looking at your background right now?
Right.
I was going to I was just digging through my wife's ear set because I think I've got the same pair as Eric.
Oh,
I
these
could come on with it. I'd be like, oh, that'd be fun. And they're here somewhere, but I don't have time to go look for them. But,
yeah, I'm gonna have to dig mine out. Yeah, we need to do that.
Oh golly, I will tell you this. The news that we got today is pissing me off.
It
That's a good one.
is.
Yeah,
as,
you get it.
as the late comedian Robin Harris would say, I am so pissed off. I have reached the heights of pissivity. Okay. that's where I am today. So yes, it is going to be a very, very spicy show. You know, I do not hesitate to speak my mind. I don't expect my panelists to not speak their mind, and especially you guys in the chat to let us know as well. So speaking of somebody else who speaks his mind, and yet another person not too happy about the news dump Disney did for us today, Tom F., how you doing, my dear? You're muted.
I know I'm muted. I should have came in swearing. Sorry.
How you doing, my dear?
I'm doing okay. I'm thinking Bob needs to be fired. Maybe catch a ride to the moon with Elon's rocket or something, someplace. Maybe on a nuke,
No,
someplace.
let's not do that to SpaceX. We don't want to contaminate Elon.
I didn't say it had to be a good rocket. It could be a garbage disposal one.
Maybe one that Elon's got, a spare one, like you know, it might not have
one of the ones
that he knows is going to blow
one
up.
of the ones that didn't
Yeah.
go over.
Yeah, get one of those. It, man, I tell you, it's yet again just proof. And I'm not understating this when I say this, is that Disney used to be a institution, a creative institution, whether it was finance, whether it was storytelling, whether it was innovations in film, entertainment. My personal favorite, Imagineering, because that was a dream job for me that I wanted to have. And goodness, again, it is like a train wreck you don't want to see, but you're forced to sit and watch it.
But Lorena, I think that a lot of the current leadership should be institutionalized. So, because that's where we are.
There's a song by a certain band that sings that.
Yeah.
I coined a phrase tonight on T3PL by accident.
Really? Tell me.
So I said broke down Disney in the on the stream, but then I went to go say it again and I slipped and I said broke back. I caught myself. And about 3 people in the chat caught it and they were posting skulls because they thought it was hilarious.
Oh, sorry, that's funny.
Broke back Disney has been like.
And you know what? I actually had it in my brain. I was like, I wonder if she slipped up and said broke back.
Yep, I did
stuff like that too. I'm like, oh, I was not meaning. I was not meaning to say that.
Are you trying to say that there's pixie dusters out there going, "Why can't I quit you? Why can't I quit you?" Oh,
can I quit you?
Pixie dust is a hell of a drug. And some
I
of y'all
should
are
put it on a
snorting
t-shirt.
it Scarface style. Watch Scarface and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and what
I can't
scene,
say it.
okay?
Can't say it yet. Too early in the stream.
Yeah. Give me 25
Tom's
minutes.
got to wait 40 minutes before he can unleash his mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After that, here's some time for the advertiser to get, pay me. And we could go on from there. But 85 of you folks in here, thank you so much. Between YouTube, between X, between also YouTube over streaming on Ron's channel as well. So welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. And wow, do we have a ton of stuff to talk about. Yep, full crew tonight. Wowie, wow, what? Yeah. Yeah, and I got some news about next week's show too. You guys are going to absolutely love. So let's see who we have got in the chat. Just want to run through real quick and see who's here. DJ Knight is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Phil Metzger is here. Fire at everyone at Disney, including yourself, Iger. You're fired. Well, you know what? We want that. The reality is, it's not going to happen because when you have the likes of Vanguard and BlackRock in a nice little position, considering how much stock they own, they're not really they won't fire him. They'll just not renew his contract and let him go. Maybe. I don't see Iger leaving quietly at all.
No.
Not at all.
He has to have some kind of
Hang around
clause
in
in
the
his
back.
contract that even if he gets let go, he can still control them from afar.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like Emperor Palpatine, he'll come back somehow.
Have you all seen that movie Wall Street?
Oh, no. No, I don't think so. If I have,
Disney
it's
needs a CEO like Gordon Gekko.
yeah. I've seen Wolf of Wall Street way too many times.
Oh, that one I didn't see, but I saw Wall Street.
Sell me this pen.
Gordon was like, greed is good. And he that's literally what you need. You need somebody who cares enough about the Walt Disney legacy to just start making heads roll. Like, I don't care, bleep your feelings. I want money. I want money. Somebody needs to be like Scrooge McDuck rolling up in there. Because remember, Scrooge McDuck would get pissed if you thought you were messing with his money. That's what they need to do. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Marilyn. Good to see you. I see Linda there. Good to see you as well. I see Disney Secret Kingdom, who says, hello, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. We've got Gunnar in the chat. Says, evening. Of course, we've got Erica on the panel as well, saying hi to everyone. Let's see. Sonia, hopefully you will get the chance to go this summer. Hopefully. I'm going to be giving you guys some advice if you plan to go down there this summer or within the next 5 years. Trust me, it's not going to be the experience that you think. Unfortunately. Yes, Key and Peele is awesome. I freaking love Key and I love Key and Peele. They are amazing. And let's see. Hey, Kiss My Grits. What's up, my dear? Says way too much spice in the air tonight. Oh, you can never have too much spice. Especially when
that's
certain
not to
people
get.
deserve it. Mm-hmm. They just do.
Yeah.
They just do. Hey, The Alchemist. Good seeing you. I love that avatar, dude. Avatar is cool. What is happening? Well, we're talking about man, we are just talking about Disney and just the absolute craziness that's going on. It's kind of like
And
this.
the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like,
It's all Bob Iger's fault. Hey, Theme Parks Assemble. How you doing? Caranto says the concept looks cool. I would be happy for this to be built as drawn, but beyond Big Thunder. Well, we're going to talk about that and get on into it. Let's see who else we got here. Let's see everyone. We've got Mark Daly. Greetings from the Panhandle of Florida, aka South Georgia. Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. Avarice Carmageddon, Goodbye Rivers of Adventure, and Tom Sawyer Island, July 7th. Yes, we're going to talk about that. We are definitely going to be talking about that because it is not a coincidence. And there's some other things that are going on in the background as well. There's reason they picked that particular date. Absolutely. Let's see who else we got in the chat. Brina sings. Hello. I haven't seen you in my chat before, so welcome. Just hello, everyone. Hashtag first time guest of Erica. Well, I am so glad you're here.
Hi, Brina. She is one of my Air Force spouse friends and a very, very close friend of mine.
Awesome, because we love the military on this show. I'm always throwing out info about military discounts, all of that. Love you guys. Love you guys to death on this show. Let's see who else we have got. I think I said hi to everybody. Braylon is here. Good to see you, my dear. Braylon is here. Meg B is back in the chat. Just, hey, Lorena and all. Been crazy busy lately, but so glad to catch a live. Well, we are glad that you can hang out with us as well. Always good seeing you. Meg B. And let's see. Mama Lugo is in the chat.
Hey, Mom.
Good seeing you, my dear. Always great seeing you. And let's see. I always say I think I have everyone, then someone sneaks in. Hey, Dan's Life at the Kingdom says, hey guys, how you doing, Dan? And my girl Chef Nation is in the chat as well. Good evening, beautiful people. She says, well, good evening to you and to little Chef. So good seeing you. And let's see, Juliet's here. Juliet is here. Says, good morning, Lorena, Erica, Ron, Tom, F, and Chad. Good seeing you, my dear, from all the way across the pond. It's funny. I was doing a little family research today. So I was looking some stuff up and fell down a rabbit hole getting more information about Sir Francis Drake. He is probably one of the most gangster pirates ever. Privateer in the service of Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth I. So I've been watching some of that. It's nuts. They should make they did kind of make it a movie along with Elizabeth I, but I was thinking about that. I'm such an Anglophile. I really am. Because say what you want, but man, England used to be flat ass broke. and went from broke to having the most powerful military in the world in a short period of time. So very interesting. Let's see. BR guys, hello. Says hi, Lorraine and everyone. I can't say good evening because it's as far from good as it could be. I'm both depressed and furious over the Rivers of America nonsense. I've been furious for weeks, but today, yeah, we're going to definitely get into that. I feel you on that. Sean, the artist formerly known as John Cusack, LLM, saying hi to CJ. Well, nice seeing you. I don't think I've seen you in my chat before. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who else we have got. I think I have gone through everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but we gotta get running. Hey, Lonnie says howdy, folks. Didn't I see you last week at Muppet Vision? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Well, 103 of you folks in here. So glad that you're here. I figured, you know what? Let's start with something fun. And I have to give props to Walt and Ballin for bringing this up. Shigeru Miyamoto. Anyone know who he is?
He created Donkey Kong and Mario and everything Nintendo, basically.
Yes. And I am stoked to find out that he was probably at the park same time that I was. But this was on the Nintendo app, and I got to share this because I love it.
Nintendo Today をご覧の皆さん、こんにちは。任天堂の宮本です。私は今世界で3つ目になるスーパーニンテンドーワールドのポータルの前にいます。それがどこかというと、ここアメリカのユニバーサルオーランドリゾートにあるエピックユニバースです。5つのテーマでエリアが分かれている巨大なパークなんですけれども、スーパーニンテンドーワールドはそのうちの一つです。はい、ここがスーパーニンテンドーワールドにつながるポータルです。土管のような形をしていますが、本当の土管はこのさらに奥にあります。大阪ハリウッドと比べると一番豪華な入り口になりました。見てください。てっぺんにはマリオがいますね。そしてルイージやドンキーコングたちもいます。この豪華な土管の先には少し大きくなったビーチ上を抜けておなじみのスーパーマリオランド、そしてドンキーコングカントリーがあります。どちらも広くなって気持ちいいですよ。このフロリダは本当に暑いのでね、生い茂るジャングルと強い日差しを全身で感じていただけると思います。オーランドのスーパーニンテンドーワールドにもぜひお越しください。では行ってきます。Here we go!
This is like, it is so cool seeing that with dude and just how happy he is. This is the third incarnation of Super Nintendo World, and like you're saying, it's the entrance is fancier, and I think the entrance is perfect, especially as because you guys know, I mean, Ron and Tom, you guys have been there. Well, Tom, I don't think you went there because you said you didn't want to go over to Nintendo World, but you go. There. You were there. Okay. You go. It's like a escalator that you go up, and you hear the warp pipe sounds that are happening, and then boom, you're in Princess Peach's castle, and then you walk out and you see everything. It is like sensory overload when you walk out there, and some people kind of laugh, but literally I almost started to cry. As somebody who grew up playing Nintendo games, it just looked everything like boom, you were in the Mushroom Kingdom. So much going on, so much to see, so many familiar sounds. It was just amazing.
The last time that I was in that much of the Mushroom Kingdom is when I was in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, No, wait, that's a different.
That's a different one.
No, I'm
That's a
just kidding.
different one.
It's funny because I went
wrong stream.
I know. I did actually go into the Magic Mushroom store just to have a look, and it was very interesting how they have everything laid out there. But let me tell you, what's cool about this, and I don't think they'd really tell you this, Donkey Kong Country is also its own separate portal. So it is a world within a world. You actually go through the Nintendo portal up the pipe, like she said. You hear all the sounds. And I'm telling you, the way they have, I'm just going to use the word Imagineered it, because it really feels Imagineered. You go up this thing and you come out, and it's all coming towards you like this, right? And then you walk out, and there is this visceral feeling. I've never felt so transported to a different world in a theme park as I have here. And what it feels like is what they were maybe attempting to do with Galaxy's Edge entrance, which they failed at. Like, I'm going to tell you, it's really weird, because when you walk into Galaxy's Edge and you're in Hollywood Studios, you walk under this thing that what it feels like is that you're under a highway bridge.
It kind of does, like an LA underpass.
Yeah, it feels like an underpass, kind of. It's nothing at all like this. And then you walk out and you're like, okay, so I'm supposed to be in the Star Wars land. And the thing is, there's nothing from Star Wars there. It's not Tatooine, it's not Hoth, it's not anything that you've ever seen in a Star Wars movie. So it's an awkward feeling when you walk through there and you're like, it was like some Star Wars fan was given like millions and millions of dollars to play with, and they built something that they thought was Star Wars, but it's not. Now, so different. The experience actually going through the portal, and by the way, the anticipation builds as you're on that elevator, and then you walk out and you're in Super Nintendo World. You're in Mushroom Kingdom. You see all this. It's almost overwhelming. It does. Like, if you're any kind of a Nintendo fan, and I'm a mild Nintendo fan. Like, I love Donkey Kong, love Mario, but I am not like overwhelmingly into the games or anything. And even I had that visceral feeling that made me start to tear up, because it's just so. It's literally like walking into a computer. Probably felt the way that Steve in the Minecraft movie, like if that had happened in real life, that's how he would have felt. It's kind of like that. It's like it's really hard to put into words, and Lorena probably knows it's
like,
very difficult to.
It's like when you go over to Ministry of Magic portal and you go through the Metro Flu, and you go through the flu pad, through the flues, and boom, you're in the Ministry of Magic. It's like you're stunned to see that, and see that I can't believe they just recreated this whole thing. It's immersive, and it does what Imagineering used to do. You have what you can see, you have what you can feel, you have that emotional tug that goes on. So once you go up this warp pipe and you go out of Princess Peach's castle and you see just the Mushroom Kingdom, one thing that Orlando doesn't have, that Hollywood has, is an obstructed sight line. So when you popped out of Peach's castle, there is nothing to pull you out of the immersion of, guess what? You're in the Mushroom Kingdom. There's no billboards on a hill, further back or anything like that. And the day we went on, opening day for the pass holders, the sky was so blue it looked fake. It truly did. It looked just like a video game when you popped out of there. They got to the emotion of why people like to play. Nintendo games. And when you go to a theme
I bet-
park and you get to re-experience that.
I bet Camera Girl was having a blast.
Oh my God. She didn't. She was just like, this is nothing. Disney has nothing on.
She looked pretty happy that day. That's all I'm saying.
She had her band and she's just like trying all the little games because they're, tucked off in little areas. You don't see them. You kind of like find some of them. You just run out. She loved everything about it. She did not want to leave at all. At all. It was just that much fun. Hey, DL Fendel, good to see you here. Glad to see ya. And yeah, BR guys, they're gonna do Zelda. I'm bet my money they're gonna do Zelda before Luigi's Mansion, especially given the fact that there's a Zelda movie that's in production. Yep, John DeVoice, you were 100% right about that. Walt Disney Spirit now resides at Epic Universe. How many times did we say that, Ron?
When you walk into Epic Universe, you feel like this would have been the next Disney park more so than a Universal park, or it's sort of the feeling of like a coming together of Universal and Disney, which is kind of what it is in a way. In a big way, it is. So many of the Disney Imagineers jumped ship from Disney to come to Universal to create this. So you really
got laid off too.
Yeah, but
they didn't jump ship, Ron. They left. They got kicked out.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I meant. But like the point is, Universal and I think the public benefits from that in such a big way, especially seeing what they're doing over at Disney right now. I don't know what they're going to rename the Magic Kingdom to, but they're going to have to rename it something because what magic? There's no magic. You can't even freaking sing Zippity Dude out there.
There's none. I mean, you go, it's just like, again, Epic Universe is, and I keep saying this, it is the Magic Kingdom wheel and spoke design, I would say 3.0, with how Epic Universe is designed when you walk in, and there's just like all this water and there's like all these sculptures, and just when we left at night, how much lighting is around, and all the portal lights align with the Chronos in the front. They all line up that way. When you walk around, there's light everywhere. There's lights that are in the ground. The music, there's music walking from your car. Okay.
If you are standing at the fountains at Helios and you're looking towards the front of the park at night, first of all, the lights and the water and everything is kind of flowing together, and there's sort of a light show going. Even when the show's not going on, a show's going on. It's like, I don't know how to describe that. But what's really cool is that flow of light then goes to the Chronos, goes up the Chronos, and into outer space. And I'm not kidding about that. You have those what do you call that, spotlight going right up in the and so gosh, you feel this flow of like the entire universe is connected, and it's epic. So it's an epic universe. It's pretty wild.
You had coming back to haunt you.
I've never done that in my entire life, to be fair.
Yeah, you're right. There was so just, and I can't overstate this, just how much magic that was just in that park, and you get like feelings that you used to get when you're at Disney. They have freaking flying dragon. Okay, all I know is Toothless comes out. You've got Hiccup ride on Toothless. This is a stage show. How many kids were losing their crap because this flying dragon comes out, and it's not just static at all. The wings flap, his eyes open and close, they move around, they look up and down. Oh my gosh, it's why Disney needs to be, and they are because they have no idea what's going on, which is evidenced by some of the stuff that's happening on here. So coming to us from Variety by Todd Spangler, Disney layoffs cut across TV, film, corporate finance, affecting hundreds of employees. And no, folks, your eyes are not deceiving you. Yes, Disney recently had a round of surprise layoffs. But here now we have more. No, I do not want to subscribe to you unless you're giving it to me for free. So the cuts come just a few months after Disney laid off nearly 200 staffers across its TV and ABC News operations in March, after the company let go 75 across ABC News and local stations in October 2024. Now, for some people who don't know about the local stations, Disney owns the ABC affiliates, I think, in the top 7 markets in the country. If you're from Philadelphia, Action News, WFTV, that's been owned by Disney, I think, since ever since I think the 70s. They own that local station. So there's plenty of local stations that they bought, and they did that especially in the Northeast to pump advertisement about going down to Disney World. So that's it's not a coincidence. So let's see. That's talking about the previous ones. The layoffs over the past year seems more surgical. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Disney is swinging the axe again, laying off several hundred employees globally across multiple teams. Layoffs are being conducted Monday, of course, it was yesterday, affecting teams, including those that handle marketing for both film and TV, publicity, casting, and development, as well as corporate financial operations, sources tell Variety. Disney is positioning the cuts as enhancing its ability to operate more efficiently. We heard that before. No teams are being eliminated with job cuts. Now, when I look at this for marketing, layoffs for marketing, I'm not surprised. How much in marketing do you think Disney had to pay out for Snow White?
Oh, gosh. Like 100 million, maybe?
100 to 150 million is the typical spend for marketing for this movie. I do wonder if they pulled back a little bit on Snow White because they knew how bad it was going to be. So I would hope that they were smart enough not to go up to that 150 mark. I don't know what the actual case is, but yeah, we're looking at quite a bit.
Yeah, I think they probably
It's too much no matter what you cut it.
Oh, sorry. What time? Sorry, I didn't mean to
Too much no matter what. It was a bomb of a movie. It should have been flawless.
I mean, this is just me, but I think they took some of the Snow White marketing budget and put it towards the live action Stitch movie. Because did you notice literally right before Snow White landed in the theaters, I want to say that week, all of a sudden you saw a push of nothing but live action Lilo and Stitch ads.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they didn't hesitate. They were no more putting up billboards of Snow White, and they were immediately taking them down to replace them with Lilo and Stitch. Like the turnaround was just like overnight.
I think that's the fastest Disney has done anything.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think, yeah, right.
And it wasn't like crap marketing either. It was hilarious with what they were doing with Stitch. We're just like, don't you have a Snow White movie out? Yeah. What? Yeah, okay. All right. Forget about that.
And the good fortune, of course, is that the production cost on Lilo and Stitch was like $100 million because they produced it for Disney Plus. It wasn't even produced for the movies, for the theaters.
I mean, yeah. And on top of that, okay, you had Black Captain America, Brave New World, that bombed spectacularly. Then you had Snow White, bombed even worse than Captain America Brave New World. Thunderbolts, which didn't really seem like it did hardly that much
Thunderdolts
at all. Yeah, Thunderdolts. I still have not brought myself to see that movie. I might go on like dollar night or
I
something
might
like
have done
that.
this with it.
But
The
dude, I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Thunderbolts wasn't a horrible movie. It was pretty mid. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. But after watching it, I really wish that it would have been, a movie more about the void and
Ron,
Sentry.
I watched that movie and I felt like I was in nothing but like a shrink session.
Well, that's what it is. The whole movie is a shrink session. That's literally what the movie is. Like
So
it actually,
I will
that's
say
how
it saved me a medical bill.
Yeah, it really is though. The movie is it's not like even a psychological thriller. It is like it's like the being on the couch really for 2 hours. Yeah, it really is. That there's some action in there, but they don't. By the way, here's a spoiler alert: Captain America: Brave New World and Thunderbolts both have the same type of finale with the villain not being won with a fight. It's not no, it's they were talked down. They were
See, and this is what pisses me the heck off. I'm kind of like,
No.
I'm sick and tired of Marvel doing this. Well, the villain is grief, or the villain is depression, or the villain is I was just trying to get my daughter to love me again. It's like, no, that tells me none of you understand what Marvel is whatsoever. And that's why normies are like, forget this. I'm out of this. I'm done, because it does not look like Marvel. I see Erica nodding her head.
Like I said, if the movie
Yeah.
would have been a Sentry movie and it would have been far more about Sentry and the Void, and Thunderbolts would have been the background to it rather than, well, first of all, that's not the Thunderbolts team. And the way they derived the name in the movie is so ridiculous. It's got to tick off. Like, I'm not even a huge Thunderbolts from the comics fan. But if you are a Thunderbolts from the comics fan, it's named after Thunderbolt Ross, it's a different team, it's all that thing. You got to be ticked off that they stole that name and put it with this team, who are really more like the Dark Avengers. But none of that matters to the normal crowd. The normies, they don't want to see that. What's the last movie, the last Marvel movie that I think really worked well for the normies was the Spider-Man No Way Home, because it crossed over all of the Spider-Men together, and the way that they worked together in that movie, it was delightful. It was fun to see. The plot's dumb as heck, but it's certainly a much more fun movie. And Thunderbolts is anything but a fun movie. It is not fun. It is.
I was gonna say Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, right. Yes, you're correct. You're correct.
Granted, I loved No Way Home. I liked that movie way more than I thought it did. It was full of fan service, which was perfect. People were nerding out and losing their crap watching it, which was great. But it's like Deadpool and Wolverine, it's like the whole entire theater. It's just like you couldn't breathe. The first 5 minutes of that movie, I was laughing so hard. My chest hurt.
I will never have a more favorite after credit scene than the Chris Evans after credits.
Yes, I told you. I'm like, dang, he really was telling the truth. But yeah. Oh, what did I saw Kiss My Grits had something to say. He said something, and how come I can't see him anymore? I'm glad I started. Lorena, per my sources, these latest Disney layoffs are primarily affecting execs at 21st Century TV, Hulu, and especially those involved in casting and original programming. Yeah, the casting original program I did see in the Variety article, but I find it interesting. Well, when you have mergers, and I think this is what happened, they're just like cutting redundancies from who's at Fox. But Hulu, I mean, that's kind of sad. I'll say this much. The only reason that I have Disney Plus for $1.99 a month is because I have Hulu, and I've had Hulu for years. Because there's always stuff that gets pushed to Hulu that I want to watch, but I don't have time. But I've always kept it. It's always sad when people lose their jobs, but especially when you have a company like Disney pissing money away. I'll just say, corporate wise, I was in a position when I was at Stark Industries, and they did not deliver on several things. And rumor was, CEO got a talking to and says, okay, we didn't meet our target. So how many people are you going to lay off? So people wind up getting laid off because other people don't do their job. It really is depressing. But what is not depressing is there are 120 of you folks watching this show between YouTube and X. So thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that like button over there on YouTube. Make sure you heart the stream over on X if you are watching over there. And we're so glad to have you here. Okay, let's rip this Band-Aid off.
Oh gosh.
Let's rip.
Don't you mean
this
tourniquet?
I guess tourniquet. Yeah, that's probably more accurate than a
Disney needs a tourniquet.
I mean, this is welcome to Piston Peak. I was like, did Whatness peak? That's a joke from the from
I'm just
Cars.
Welcome to Pissed on Peak.
Pissed on Peak. Here's my reaction. Okay, have fun patting yourselves on the back for paving over paradise and putting in a parking lot. I mean, that's exactly what I've been calling it for like the longest time. But let's listen to the Disney spin on this. So, posted by Disney Parks today at 11 a.m. Welcome to the wilderness. Hell no. Welcome to the wilderness. How long did they? I don't know. I don't want to know how long marketing sat around coming up with that banger. Take a look at the Piston Peak National Park, coming to Frontierland at Walt Disney World, inspired by the history and iconic sites of the American frontier. It's not Radiator Springs. It's Piston Peak.
Piston Peak.
You know where they got Piston Peak from?
Where?
That movie Planes.
I'm thinking more of the Blue Oyster Bar from Cops.
It was from Planes because it was showcased in that.
Wait a minute. The movie.
Police Academy. Sorry.
I didn't even watch Planes.
Yeah, it was. It didn't do well. It was a very forgettable movie.
It wasn't fancy. It was Planes.
So somewhere they're going to have a plane stuck in the side of the mountain.
Yeah,
so they're taking an IP that no one hardly knows about because the movie did so poorly, had hardly any merch for it at all. No mention of it in years. And they're pulling from that movie a theme, a location from that movie, and putting it into Frontierland. I guess they expect people to just connect the dots and just know it's from.
I gotta pull this the freak up.
So Piston Peak, when they go around the old rivers of America and the thing drops a piston, we'll all know what's going to happen.
Where in that little land is the bar? Because I'm sure that there's going to be a bar now.
It's the drink and drive bar, Ron.
That's right. The drink and drive. The drinking.
Don't give him any ideas.
I look.
It's
all they can think about is where the next bar is going, and that's very clear.
This is ridiculous because I don't remember this movie. The reason I don't remember this movie is because this was around the time that Disney just started screwing up. Because
When was this movie released?
2013. Anybody who loved me, Cars was a banger. Cars 2, but the kids went to see it. Planes, I'd heard no one talking about this movie.
I don't remember it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
we saw it, and it was something that we didn't really, it was easily forgettable. Christian didn't even really remember it. He didn't really want any of the toys. For him, it was the original Cars and Thomas the Tank Engine.
You
Those
know
were
what?
his top two favorite.
That's a good point that you make, Erica, because I forgot. Because do you know what was a hot collector's item when the Cars movie came out? The die-cast Hot Wheels cars.
Oh gosh, Christian was obsessed with Hot Wheels.
You were
We
taking
were
your life
always
in your
buying him
hands, going to Walmart
Inferno.
and trying to find them, because literally they would put them out as like a series of the cars, like from the movie. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I bought a couple. I gave a couple away to like my nephews because they wanted them. Like they even had, Click and Clack, the car guys. They had, that was a collector's item, trying to get that. But and then again, it just shows how freaking backwards Disney is. You're not going to recreate Radiator Springs, You're not going to recreate something that people remember from the film, which is this cozy, homey little town in the Southwest.
And it's cool in California. It's a cool zone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes sense. Okay, so in the California park, it kind of makes a lot of sense because it's supposed to be right off Route 66, which winds from Chicago to LA. And the whole point is that they're rerouting around Route 66, and that's where Radiator Springs is and why it became a dead zone. So it kind of plays into the whole backstory of California. And it totally makes sense in Disney's California Adventure. And it might kind of make sense as part of Hollywood Studios. If they did this over there, I could see it, at least more a part of the theming. What makes no sense whatsoever is the convoluted way in which they're trying to say this is part of Frontierland. The Frontierland is about American history, the history of the frontier, the fact that people went west and they developed an undiscovered territory. That's what Frontierland is supposed to be about. And they could have rethemed Tom Sawyer's Island to something that made more sense. My thought in my head is, if you're putting a Villain's Land back there, how cool would it be to have an island that was all about the ghost stories that used to get told in the Old West, so that you went there, it was kind of a haunted ghost story island, and then they would make secret pathways from the island to the Villain's Land, which would have been so cool and would have worked within the theming of the frontier. And how, because I used to do ghost and haunt tours, and the ghost tours that I did, they had, it was the type of stories that developed during that frontier era. That was a huge, there was a lot of lore that developed during that period of time, and there's so much history to be explored there. And now they're erasing history, like purposefully erasing history, because those people who are part of that Stories Matter group, they're part of an extremely small fringe group of people that hate American history, that hate the roots of the Frontierland and what that stands for, and they don't want it there. They literally don't want it there. But what's so weird is, like, I'm trying to figure out how this park fits into, like, you can see in the background, there's Big Thunder on the right, and what used to be Splash on the left, Broccoli Hill. It's how does any of that lead to the Thunder Mountain, the New Orleans? Is what the it's it's so the opposite of Disney Imagineering, what it used to be.
It's more like a carnival.
It's bizarre.
Or bizarre, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is
It's not a
bizarre.
theme no more.
Because one of the things about Frontierland, again, American history, and Ron, you're absolutely right. These stories matter. People consider American history to be problematic, so they're trying to erase that. They already started with erasing authentic Black American history. Okay, I remember saying this. I said, if they're going to start with that, do you think they're going to stop with that? Do you think they're going to stop there? No, they're going to go all the way. So now they're getting rid of Rivers of America to drop in some IP that no one's bothered to watch, just to put it in some area to say that they did something. So I'm just like, I look at this
How
and there's
soon?
nothing that fits.
How soon are we going to get the announcement that Liberty Square is going away or being rethemed to something else? That they're some IP that they use, and they say, "Oh well, we're going to redefine what Liberty Square means." We're still they're still going to call Frontierland, but they're redefining what the frontier means. In other words, it has nothing to do with American history and the real American frontier. It has to do with this fake Cars land, which makes no sense because it's not even in the frontier time period. Liberty Square is certainly going to get rethemed to something else because, oh my gosh, that has to do with our founding fathers and American roots and how in colonizers. Oh no, colonizers. It's no, I just
And I'm gonna drop this in here too, especially for people who are just like, oh, we don't need that part about America. Okay, I have distant cousins who signed the Declaration of Independence. Okay, the likes of John Adams and Sam Adams. I'm actually related to them. The founding of this country is fundamental to the history of my family as well. So you're trying to tell me you want to get rid of that because you think it's problematic. What is so embarrassing about the fact that you had a country that didn't get developed because of nobility or anything like that? You had people who risked their lives to come to this country, people who did not fit in with, say, the social order, especially especially in countries in Europe. They're just like, we have no social mobility here. Guess what? We're just going to go over to the American colonies and come over there. People who did that, people who actually stood up to the most powerful military in the world and won. And not only that, but there's a reason why they call it the shot heard round the world. Because as soon as the Americans did their revolution, you started having revolution all around the world in various places. So for some reason, that's embarrassing. I think it's really despicable that you have people who are not only embarrassed about their own history, but are erasing that history.
I think another thing to point out too is that you have this generation of Imagineering. A lot of them are, millennials, possibly Gen Z, since they're young adults, and they're the ones, probably just coming out of college, and they're not the best educated on history. Whatever version of history they were taught was whatever public school that they went to. And if it's California, I mean, that's all.
Or New Jersey.
That's all that needs to be said.
You know what? California, LAUSD is so bad, it makes the Philadelphia school district look like Harvard.
Oh boy.
I kid you freaking not. 100%. I kid you not. But Erica's right. There's been such a perverted effort by progressives to demonize the history of this country. that no wonder, you have a generation of people who think that they're supposed to be embarrassed about their country's history or
There's such an irony. There's such an irony in the fact that they live in a country where they're allowed to do that by law. They actually have the liberty to have that point of view because of the very people that they're ostracizing for having given them that liberty. And where would they be today had the founding fathers and the forefathers not given us that? I mean, it's like the lack of gratitude. I think it's fantastic that we live in the United States of America, and even though the one of the current movements, of course, is to quote unquote make America great again. It's not that America really lost all of its greatness; it's that it just kind of diminished a bit. But it is a fantastic country. This is a great country. It's a country of liberty. It's a country where everybody can express our ideas and we can have debates and different ideas. And you don't come to the best idea unless people are thinking differently. And the point is not for everybody to think alike, but the point is for everybody to think together so that the outcome ends up being for the best. And I think the reason that we're seeing the outcome here at Disney the way it is because they got rid of all of the dissenting voices who might have had better input to say, hey, well, what if we, try this, or we could go. I mean, when you get rid of those dissenting voices, all you have is a very, very one-sided thing that isn't necessarily going to please the entire public in the way that it should. And I feel like while Epic Universe may not do that completely, they do a much better. It's doing a much better job of it than Disney has, or at least over the past decade.
Yeah, and I think
Disney has
perfect.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Erica.
I said Disney's got a problem with, the word diversity. Their definition of diversity is, someone's race. There is no diversity of thought. That's not allowed, because if it differs from whatever narrative they want to go with, you're out. They will push you out.
That's exactly it. Because I mean, people will say just certain people today, especially special snowflakes. No, you can't have a differing opinion from me. You know what? Go back and read the Federalist Papers. There were so many opposing points of view, people discussing those points of view. Go back and see, the debates between Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton. These people, they were blunt with what they were talking about, but they were talking about liberty, the fact that people could come here regardless of whatever their background was, and they had a chance to be able to live out the life that they wanted in freedom. They didn't have an established religion like the Church of England breathing down their necks. They didn't have to worry about British troops rolling up into your house, and by law, you had to take care of all of their needs, everything. They could take your property, they could imprison you without trial, all of that stuff. And that's why they're erasing history. There is nothing embarrassing about how it is a miracle that we have the United States of America. And there are people who literally, if this country is so bad, why are people dying to come here?
Yeah, literally dying.
Literally dying to come here. So I mean, I know Erica's overseas right now, but it's like I've been overseas. It's like I've been to the UK, I've been to Germany, I've been to a couple other European countries, and I'm just like, I'm so freaking glad I live in America. When I got back, I wanted to be like the Pope and like kissing the ground. And coming back from England, I'm like, man, now I understand why my ancestors got on a boat and left this place. Just for that freaking nonsense and things that were going on. And the mentality is different. There's people I know who they're just like, we're trying to move to the US because we just cannot do what we want to do over here in these other countries. Kiss my grits. Thank you so very, very, very much for giving me this super chat. Let's see. I got one for you. Here we go.
I know you want the goodies. Welcome to the goodie room.
Cannot beat Tropic Thunder. Kiss my grits for $9.99. Thank you, my dear. So much to say about Pissed Off Peak. But let's just say Tiana's broccoli adventure will now be so out of place that you'll feel like, in the words of Bugs Bunny, you took the wrong turn at Albuquerque. Yes. You go from the bayou to the Southwest over Big Thunder Mountain. And now what? So now we're going to have this crazy looking thing here, ATV ride experience. Apparently this person here says, I'm surprised to see that the map omits the ATV ride experience they're so excited about. Remember that one? Oh, we're gonna have cars racing around. It's just like,
where
you can do that in Florida already. What is so
all they gotta do is go down Route 4.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh god. No, you go on I-4 and you're not even moving. It's
No, it depends. It depends on what part of 4.
Yeah.
It goes from standstill to racetrack to standstill. So it's like racetrack, pit lane, racetrack, pit lane.
That's why we call I-4 the Thunderdome, because you never know what traffic is gonna be like. But there's nothing innovative about quote unquote go-karts. You can go to Andretti's indoor karts, or better yet, just go to the fun spot. Their track is crazy.
Hey, doesn't Deezerland have an indoor go-kart, Ron?
Deezerland,
they
yes. They do. And they also have the Mach 5 there.
They have a whole car museum. That place kicks butt.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Deezerland's probably maybe my favorite iteration of what
I haven't checked out their 007 exhibit yet. It wasn't open when I was there last.
Well,
one thing to note about the X post, Eddie Soto is a former Imagineer for Disney. He did concept design for them. And he brings out an observation in this, if you want to call it concept art, because this is really a strange art style. We're not used to this kind of art style for their concept art. But he brings out that he doesn't even see in this piece of work the attraction that Disney has been hailing for a while now. And on T3PO, we took a really close look at the map and we were trying to figure out, well, maybe it's there. They just forgot to draw in the cars, like the little yellow, I called it the little yellow brick road, but it looks like walking paths more than it does a vehicle or like ride attraction. So it's
it's
at the end of
it's not finished. You know that. It's unfinished concept art. It is for kids, and they're going to lay it out as a placemat in all the kids' restaurants so that they can draw the cars in with crayons. It's like the old Denny's placemats, you know.
Can we play with that at IHOP, Ron?
Yeah,
think about it. Disney, it wouldn't surprise us if Disney decided last minute to nix that attraction and scale it back to what. And then another point was brought up was that the reason why they couldn't bring
looks like Blizzard
the racers over at the racers over at Disneyland at Cars Land. I forget the name of the attraction. they didn't bring it to Florida is because it rains so much and a
Yes.
lot of ride is outside. And you're going to go bringing in this, dirt racing attraction that is the entire attraction from previous concept art is that it's all outdoors. And, then Culture had brought up a whole laundry list of reasons from not trusting Disney to build, an attraction that's going to work. So,
Yeah.
it's going to be broken half the time, more than half the time. People being stuck on the ride and being stuck on it when it breaks down in the heat or in the rain, having to shut down the ride because of weather. I mean, there's just like all these lists of reasons that there's going to be how often will the ride actually be open to enjoy and to push the crowd through?
Exactly, because this is a small, it's not an area that's made for a ton of foot traffic. And to add, because Culture is absolutely right. You have people in Imagineering in Burbank designing as if the attraction is going to be in Burbank. And I think I brought this up too when we talked about it on Resort Recon Live. I think a couple of months ago when they first announced this. It's like it's all outside. Who's gonna? It's bad enough when you're on the speed. Oh my gosh, was it the Speedway? Keep forgetting that Speedway when it starts raining. Yeah, it starts raining and you're sitting, in the car. Not exactly something that you want to do.
The Tomorrowland Speedway is such an enigma in the fact that I don't know that people that has a fandom about it that would be so complainatory. If they got rid of that, I'd be happy with it because it's loud. It stinks because of the gasoline that's used. It's old fashioned. It is. I mean, it's a throwback ride from the 1960s. The whole point of the Tomorrowland Speedway was to introduce us to the concept of the interstates, which have been around for half a century, longer than 3/4 of a century. I mean, my gosh, it's
what I would have loved is it's like, okay, replace the Tomorrowland Speedway and give us the Piston Cup.
Yeah.
Give us that. Even if it's a dark ride, give us the Piston Cup, the whole lead up to that. Get it sponsored by NASCAR. I don't think that would be, hard to do at all. And, preparing for the race in the Piston Cup. You could be some new little hot rod racer getting ready for the Piston Cup and recreate that part from the film. And this is what Disney keeps missing and what Epic Universe gets right, of course, because a lot of them used to be former Imagineers. It's not just about the attraction in itself. It's about that emotional connection between the attraction and the media that it's based on.
There's something I got to say about this too, and has to do with the timing of it. And I know we were going to talk about that. Of course, they're getting rid of this like literally right after the 4th of July weekend, right? That is when Rivers of America, Liberty Bell, and Times Square Island will go down. Walls will go up immediately on July 7th or whatever. Now, that is 2 weeks before the nighttime parade starts, which the part of the parade route is right in front of what's going to be construction walls now.
Yep.
And then here's the other thing about that. There's a huge discount going on in the Disney parks if you buy, I believe it's 4 days, but the discount doesn't include the Magic Kingdom. So here is my guess. My guess is that the only thing they have in the Magic Kingdom after July the 7th to attract people to be there is the nighttime parade. That's it. There's nothing else. It will not be the full park experience if you go after July the 7th. So you're paying full price for a partial experience, or you could go to Epic Universe. And my thought is that the whole, Disney knew about all of this, and that is why the discount is on the other 3 parks, because they think that they can get people who are coming to Epic Universe to take that discount and take their other vacation days to the Disney parks that aren't the Magic Kingdom. I don't think it's going to work out that way.
It's not. Yeah,
If they're not
it's not.
even going to discount Magic Kingdom, and that's the one park people would probably want to add as an add-on. I mean,
That's my point. Like I said,
that's
I don't think it's going to work
expensive,
out
yeah.
the way Disney thought it's going to work out.
No, it is really not. It's not gonna work. When does Big
And by
Thunder
the way,
Mountain reopen the end of this month? With
I
the
hope so.
refurbishment?
I mean, it's going to be really weird to walk around those walls because of where the walls are going to go, and then, I mean, I'm just thinking about it's beautiful. It really is pretty right now. Like when you're on that walkway and you come in front of Splash Mountain and you look back towards the castle and the waterway is there, the Liberty Bell comes up, you got Tom Sawyer's. It's a beautiful vista, and that sight line is completely destroyed. They're getting rid of it.
Okay, thank you, because I have a park reservation, I think around that date, and I couldn't remember why the heck I had it. Yeah, Big Thunder Mountain. That's the other thing that they're gonna have open. And here's the thing about the nighttime parade. Okay. Apparently for the Magic Kingdom, if you are a pass holder, if you do not have a reservation, you aren't getting in after 2 p.m. They put that stipulation on it. Now, for those of you who think that this parade is something new, something amazing and fantastic or whatever, amazing and fantastic, yes, because Tokyo Disneyland did it first. So yet we're going to have something that's been at another park. They're going to drop it in over at Walt Disney World and claim they did something and probably do it badly. So,
Lorena, you're forgetting something. There is a flagship float that it's going to be it's going to blow everybody away, because it's clearly one of the most favorite properties that Disney has introduced to in the last few years. There's going to be a Wish float with Asha on it. I mean, who hasn't asked for that? Who hasn't said more Asha? That's what we did. More
Avarice. That's exactly what it was. It was a Starlight Parade, because the way it starts and the way that this one is going to start is they have the Blue Fairy. And it looks amazing. If you go on YouTube and pull up the Starlight Parade at Tokyo Disneyland and you see it, I have zero faith that Disney is going to be able to reproduce how freaking amazing that parade is at the Magic Kingdom. So I think it's, first of all, it's disgusting that they block out pass holders from that. They're going to force you to, have a reservation. Yeah, nobody wants Asha. She shows up at Epcot. Where was it? It's like across from the port of entry. No set hours. She just pops up, I don't know where. Yeah, at Epcot. Nobody knows what the heck she is.
So yeah, I always love walking past the Asha meet and greet and seeing the 5 to 6 people that are in line. To me,
that's busy.
I've literally had
a
times
meet and greet of Asha. Didn't even know it was a
but
thing.
here's the funny thing. I've actually had cast members trying to get me to come over and get into the line for, hey, you guys want to come over here and meet Asha? And they're trying to usher people in to get them in. Nope. Nobody cares about that character. I think most people wish that Wish didn't exist.
Wish is it's so bad. Okay, because Camera Girl was.
I didn't even see
I
it.
guess the original version, they were gonna have like the Star Boy or whatever actually as a love interest for Asha, and they didn't do that. And Disney has been getting dragged through the mud on TikTok because they
Can't have
did
that.
not do that. They didn't do that.
Heterosexual romance is not allowed in the Walt Disney Company.
Can't have that. Can't have that going on. And wait, who said? Somebody said something. Yes, kiss my grits. Unless I read this wrong, and I did see this, you are going to need a reservation to visit the Magic Kingdom when this parade pops off.
Yeah, it's my understanding as a pass holder, and hopefully I'm not getting this wrong, that if you happen to have a reservation to a different park and you try to hop to Magic Kingdom just for the parade, and you don't, and your initial reservation was not for Magic Kingdom that day, you will not be allowed in. That's my understanding, unless I'm wrong about that. Like, so you could technically hop, but you'd have to go to Magic Kingdom first, fulfill that reservation, go to any other park you want to, and then if you want to come back for the nighttime parade, you could, as long as your initial reservation was for Magic Kingdom. Am I getting that wrong?
No, that's pretty much correct. So like for so it's like you'd have to go to that park first that you have a reservation for, and then hop to whatever one. Because it used to be like sometimes if there was stuff going on at the Magic Kingdom and you couldn't get a Magic Kingdom reservation, oh yeah, I'll just get a reservation at Epcot, go into Epcot, and then hop on over to the Magic Kingdom. But they are clamping down on that.
So Disney claims the reason why they, or was it Disney? I don't know, I read it somewhere where they're doing this because they believe that they're just going to have, that the crowds are just going to be so grandiose, for this parade. Well, the thought just passed. I just had a passing thought. What if Disney is manipulating this so people will be forced to make their reservations for Magic Kingdom, and they're fluffing up the numbers for Magic Kingdom? Because think about it. Even if you're a pass holder and you want to go to Magic Kingdom, you can't go to Epcot first and then hop over to Magic Kingdom. You can't manipulate it that way. So what are people going to do if they want to go to all 4 parks? They will make their reservation for Magic Kingdom and they'll park hop from there. So in a sense, it forces everybody to make that reservation specifically for Magic Kingdom. I feel like they're manipulating. I feel like Disney's manipulating that. So when the data shows, they can claim, Magic Kingdom had X amount of people that day. And it's like, no, you had X amount of people enter Disney property that day. But you're not going to disclose to the public how many people left Magic Kingdom and park hopped.
Well, that's what they do. And that's why I tell people the reason why they keep this reservation system, and I'm going to outro Ron in a minute. The reason why they will never get rid of this reservation system is because they use it to data mine you. They use it to slice through their data and do projections and say, hey, okay, so we're going to reduce capacity here, push people at the Magic Kingdom, or reduce capacity at the Magic Kingdom and try to push people over into the other parks. They will never get rid of that system because it allows them to manipulate everything from wait times to, staffing, for the reasons why Pirates of the Caribbean ride isn't working first thing in the morning. But Ron, I know you have to go. So thank you so much for being here, my dear. What do you have going on to let the folks know about?
Tomorrow morning, we have the Daily Dish at 9:30. We'll probably be talking a lot more about this particular situation tomorrow morning because it is, it's just so sad. It's so sad. We also talk pop culture and movies and stuff like that as well. But and then of course I'll be putting up a lot more individual videos. I'm going to work on those too, so that they're not just news commentary, but they're my own creation commentary, especially on. There's a couple things that I'm going to be working on: Rivers of America and that destruction, as well as how Tiana's Bayou Adventure is doing after being open for a year, and how successful of a retheme, that's been, and all of the Disney news that should be fun, but is really just depressing. Unfortunately,
tell me about it.
We try as best to make it fun. A lot of good stuff upcoming, especially in the month of June, and I will also be focusing on it being Veterans Month, because the month of June, I believe, is now Veterans Month.
All right.
So we will have more of that. Got to honor our military, our folks that gave all so that we could have some.
Absolutely. Well, folks, make sure you are subscribed to Ron. Follow the Bradley's Fun. So much great park content on his channel. You do not want to miss out. So make sure you are subscribed to him.
And Bucky's. couple of Bucky's blogs now that we've had
Woo!
good fortune going there.
Bucky's, that's always a good time. All right, great seeing you, Ron. Take care.
See you later, Ron.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Welcome.
Ciao.
You are welcome.
Erica, Reina, Tom. Later.
Bye, Ron.
Well, we have got over 150 of you guys watching, so thank you so very much for being here. We're gonna step through this article. First of all, thank you, Erica, for bringing this to my attention. Braden of Mickey Views has been doing God's work, and I think this article just drop, Erica? Because I think on X he said he was working on it, so it looks like this probably just dropped.
Oh, I saw the image on X. It was more the picture I was
Oh, okay.
and
Cool, but
it took me to that, I guess, article. I didn't even read it. I just saw the photo.
wow. Let's
That's
see.
really depressing.
So Disney has fans revving up their engines for a massive crater at the Magic Kingdom, following the announcement of Rivers of America replacement at Walt Disney World last August. Disney today officially confirmed the precise date its area attractions will close at Walt Disney World. So the actual date is shutting down July 7th, which means the last day for you to experience the Liberty Bell Riverboat cruise around Rivers of America, go to Tom Sawyer Island and check out all that stuff there, is July the 6th. Here's the thing. If you are a pass holder at a level lower than the Sorcerer Pass, guess who's not getting into that park from July 1st to July 6th? You're not, because you are blocked. So you can't. So if you have a pass lower than the Sorcerer Pass, because there's like the Ultimate Pass, which I'm like, screw that, I don't have that. I have the Sorcerer Pass. You can't go July 4th weekend. Now, last year, I couldn't get into the park on July the 4th. So I was surprised I wasn't blocked out for that. So literally, yeah. They're like, pass holder, screw you guys. You're not going to get to
they want people to make the reservation and spend the money.
Part of me wants to go back to see it. The other part of me wants to do kiss my friggin' ass.
You know what? You could just watch one of the pixie dusters that are going to be there live and save you a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to do.
Your girl will be there. It looks like I'm going to be there that whole entire weekend, dropping in there. I've already done a couple of live streams before they announced the official date. But yeah, I will be there documenting it. You're blocked out June 31st. You mean June 30th, right? Because it's only I had to recount that because it's only 30 days in June. It sounds like you have the same pass that Camera Girl does. But yeah, they totally blocked us out. The pixie dusters that wanted to destroy it, and all of a sudden they want to go there for the last moments, of course, because they want to capture it and dance on the grave that is Rivers of America.
I mean, I remember going there as a kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, fine, that's what you want to do. All right. Yeah, that's another 191 LSXRS. After next week's trip, I'm not going to the Magic Kingdom for years. I wouldn't go to the Magic Kingdom for years. It's probably going to take the same time, if not longer, than what they did over at Epcot. This is going to be a complete eyesore with how many walls are going to be up. And you're not even going to be able to enjoy the ambiance of the haunted mansion with all the construction nonsense and stuff going over there. Because it's literally like literally right there.
So it's going to go from Walcott to Wall Kingdom.
Wall Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Wall Kingdom. You know, the Astro Orbiter is.
I think I have entertainment going to Walmart.
Oh my gosh, Erica. Yeah. The Astro Orbiter.
Test Track is down. Like across Disney property, there's just a lot of attractions that are going to be down. And your money is just not going to go as far versus going to Universal Studios where everything's up and running.
Yeah, people are just going to wind up going to Disney Springs instead. And honestly, that's the best bang for your buck is to just go to Disney Springs.
I have just as much fun at Disney Springs as I used to in the parks. I mean, you pretty much get the Disney feel. You get almost the same snacks that you get in the parks. It's just a different version of the same thing, you know. A cupcake's a cupcake. I'm sorry. It's just designed differently from one place to another.
The Rice Krispie treats are different. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, my Krispie treats are better than theirs.
There's just something about being able to make it, you know, with the new, you know, making them from scratch. Yeah, like the apples that they sip, you know, the candy cauldron. Go in there.
Exactly. You can get all that stuff at Disney Springs. You can even get Dole Whips. You can get churros, popcorn. I mean, like it's all there.
You can go to Swirls on the Water for the Dole Whips. You can go to Gideon's for the best cookies and cake.
I have yet to try Gideon's yet.
Oh my gosh.
And the same here.
That's a sugar rush. It is. Oh my gosh. It's
I would argue. I think Disney Springs has better food than what you get in the park.
They do.
And there's more variety.
They do.
And then if you hop to the resorts have better. Well, I've always kind of known that the resorts have better food than the parks. We usually eat at the resorts more than we do in the parks.
But Disney Springs, their restaurants are amazing, especially Morimoto Asia.
Oh, I love
Iron Chef.
We went there once, and man, I've never forgotten that meal.
It is, Tom. It's amazing. I want to say the atmosphere is very similar to that of the Atlantic, but it's a Pan-Asian theme. And that dining room at Morimoto Asia is crazy. And at night, the characters that are on the building light up at night. So it looks completely different at night. You've got Chef Art's Homecoming Florida Kitchen right next to there. The restaurants are amazing that are different.
Guess where I got to go at Epic this last trip?
Where?
Blue Dragon.
Oh, I want to eat there so bad.
Me and Bob do it. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Was it good? I have to go back and watch that stream.
It's a Blue Dragon. I wanted to eat there, but I couldn't because it wasn't open yet. So
yeah, we were talking about that. We were walking around. We're like, it's not open yet. No.
But yeah, it's just like there are no cars during Frontierland time, so they're inventing this whole thing of putting it in as national parks instead, which makes zero sense because here's what you're losing. One, you're losing the ambiance because going to Frontierland, it was like stepping back in time, and it's on purpose because when you go from Liberty Square all the way down to Pecos Bills, time advances several decades as you go from the beginning of the country through expansion into the frontier. And that's on purpose. When you look at the storefronts that are in Frontierland, as you head towards Adventureland, the dates go up. If you look at them. So that is on purpose. how it looks. Then, of course, you have Tom Sawyer Island. You've got like the grist mills that are there. You got the forts that are over there. You have the riverboat, which riverboats were always on the Mississippi River. So that's another part, again, another part of my history. Lots of riverboats, in New Orleans going up and down the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River was, I would say, like the center of commerce in Americana.
That was our big trade route.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It was. And there was a certain lifestyle on the river. And that's what Mark Twain wrote about in his novels. So you don't get to see what America used to look like. And it's supposed to be frozen in time for you to go back in time to experience, all of that. And I remember going through that stuff as a kid. People had the raccoon skin hat.
The raccoon hats,
I had
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Do you
And
remember
those
the
have been
candy
around
sticks
since
they
like
used to
the
have in there?
60s.
Those
Yes.
big old thick candy sticks. They were like, every kid was sugared up so
Old-fashioned
bad it was
candy.
bad.
But sadly, they have replaced a lot of that old school stuff with like the modern candy. Like what you see on Main Street.
Yeah.
Over the years, it has slowly kind of lost its theming. Even if they weren't getting rid of Frontierland, you could still see it was kind of already for a while kind of been losing its the immersive multi-layered theming, even
Yeah.
down to the merch. It wasn't as themed as it once was.
Yeah. No sarsaparilla instead of root beer. I called it
Yeah.
sarsaparilla instead. And, like the ambiance of,
Go-
the
You can
floors
go to
and
Cracker Country at the state fair.
that's true. And you could do it
That's
there,
sad
but
though, that
it
if you
is.
want that frontier immersion, the only thing that really showcases that would be the Florida State Fair at
Mhm.
Cracker Country. And it just sucks that we can't have that
No.
in a theme park
No. It's
on a bigger
again,
scale, you know?
it's just erasure of history and just being able to step back in time and do, all of that stuff. But yep, they're getting rid of it, getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island. No more Liberty Bell riverboat. So you can't go on the riverboat. The riverboat, of course, gives you this walk through time of like what it was living on the Mississippi River, but you're also not going to get that cool view on the riverboat where you go past the Haunted Mansion,
Yeah.
which is so cool at night because there's certain effects that you can only see from being up on the riverboat as opposed to being, on the ground level. There's certain effects that that you can see on the Haunted Mansion. And plus on the riverboat, just another perspective of how you get to take pictures of Cinderella's castle. It's just they're getting rid of all of this. And even worse, they're doing it after the 4th of July. After Independence Day. The
Like
official founding.
immediately after.
Are
They're
they
not waiting a
calling
couple of
this their
weeks.
independence from independence, the pricks?
Probably.
I'm wondering what the 4th of July celebration will be like at Universal compared to Disney.
See, that's what I'm counting on. Because
Dude, if I were in town, me and you could like double stream and like bounce back and forth, one at Disney, one at Universal, and
Mhm.
people could see like both what the difference is.
Hey,
Well, I
Erica,
know.
maybe we can do that. I'll have to talk to you. And we can have you host it. I could just stream it there and could bounce off Reina.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about that. Because I know it
You're welcome.
at Universal. I know at Universal Orlando, all the years that I've been over there for the 4th of July, it is unapologetically patriotic. They've got stilt walkers walking around like Uncle Sam, Statue of Liberty. It's like the biggest darn party that they have there. So I'm very excited to see what it is that they do this year for real. But yeah, they're gonna close that July 7th. We aren't gonna get the Liberty Bell. You're not gonna get the experience of riding in a riverboat. You're not going to get yet another way where if you've got kids that are overstimulated or you just want to get away from people, not many people are trying to ride the Liberty Bell. I mean, it's crowded now because people are trying to ride it before it gets it goes away.
I just hope they don't dock it and make it a bar.
Oh, don't give them any ideas. No.
Oh, I was,
because some steamer someplace going, oh, that would make a great bar. You know it, bastards.
So I hadn't thought bar, but I was thinking how long before they turn it into a restaurant because it's such a large space. And they've got like that boat yacht looking restaurant at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just kept thinking about that, but I never thought you know what, Tom? I hate to say it, but I think you're onto something.
I agree. I mean, they've got that DVC lounge that took over the free Frontier shooting gallery. So they got, they walled that off. No poor people in there. So I wouldn't be surprised if they put it, because all they seem to be able to do at Disney is open a bar. The so-called pirate bar over, where Pirates of the Caribbean is. They put another bar in, the Grand Floridian, which is why they can't have the gingerbread house this year for Christmas.
What?
It's like, I think you need to
They're
perpetually
not doing
drunk.
gingerbread house?
Nope. Because of the reservations
What?
for this new bar. Yes, Erica. For the first
They're
time
putting the bar
in over
where
25
they have.
years. Yes. They're
So
putting
what are they
a
gonna?
bar
Oh my gosh, that's
on the
it.
first
I'm
floor.
making my own gingerbread house. I'm gonna bake
The first floor.
myself.
They've already got the Enchanted Rose upstairs, right? They're already bar up there. They got rid of the
They got
band, the
that.
live
They've
band.
got Citrico's. They've got Victoria and Albert's. They've, they have enough alcohol in that hotel, and no one stays in that hotel long enough to want to drink like that. Like, come on, you got more families than, adults running around. Think about it. You're a family company. As much as you're trying to turn the ship around, no.
Erica.
Oh my gosh.
They want
I'm so
everybody to be
pissed.
drunk to understand that nothing's left of the company. Otherwise, they'll all remember it.
No gingerbread house. So
No
are they even
gingerbread
going to
house.
attempt? They couldn't put it somewhere else in that massive lobby they have. I don't know. Take a planter out. Make room.
Nope.
Take the fucking bird cage out. I don't care.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. We've had that gingerbread house there for I think over 25 years.
Dude,
that
it's
is
the best thing they have during Christmas. Who doesn't like to see that? Because it's just this amazing piece of culinary art and what they put into it.
Yeah. So because they're
So where are they
renovating to put this bar in, no gingerbread house this year. I guess they're going to do one the year after that. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to come back.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Tom.
They're going to say, "Oh, due to cost constraints."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't want to. That was yet another thing about
truck.
Disney.
With gingerbread truck.
Just the culinary stuff that they would be able to put together. That was like a feat. That's one of the reasons why, for me going to Disney, eating the food was just as much a theme park experience because they would come up with all of this stuff. And honestly, culinary wise, I want to say the Atlantic has basically taken over at this point of that. The Atlantic restaurant at Epic Universe.
I'm going to build my own damn gingerbread house out of real gingerbread. You watch.
You're in the right country to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually looked into it extensively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. The gingerbread house is a Grand Floridian. People make it a tradition, and at least I know what I did, is to go to the Grand Floridian, get your picture taken in front of the gingerbread house for Christmas, buy stuff out of the gingerbread house, get your picture taken in front of the Grand Floridian Christmas tree. That was the thing to do. People, people have grown up experiencing the gingerbread house, and it was like
These
a
are
great
Christmas
local thing.
traditions.
Yes, exactly.
So
They don't give
my
two craps
sister-in-law.
about
Yeah, no,
tradition
clearly
anymore.
they don't because yeah, exactly, because they're ripping all that out all throughout the company. Forget what, boomers, passed on to Gen X and what Gen X passed on to Gen Z. Now they're just giving Gen Z nothing, to pass down to Gen Alpha because Gen Z and Gen Alpha are basically saying, nah, screw you guys. We'd rather be at Universal because we like anime and Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
we have
100%
bars.
right.
Come to Disney. We have bars.
We have
Lots and lots of bars that
Yeah, and you
serve
know what
shitty
Gen
liquor.
Z and Gen Alpha are gonna say? I can get liquor anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
true.
It's cheaper to buy it at Publix Liquors or even Walmart. Put it in your water bottle. Drink for free.
I mean, granted, the Beach Club has the second best gingerbread house because that's like usually the revolving carousel, but
yeah, that's beautiful. I love that carousel.
But it's not the Grand Floridian. It's not the Grand Floridian gingerbread
I
house. That is a
know.
life-size gingerbread house. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with it. But also, oh, I'm sorry, Erica. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was gonna say,
I know it's just going back to traditions, you have families that, resort hop just for the holidays. That's a tradition that a lot of people do, especially Floridians. Mostly the annual pass holders, but I'm not going to discount the tourists because there are tourists that make this a tradition too, where they go to all the different resorts to see the Christmas decorations and to see what the culinary team has done around Disney property. But the number one destination, the one that kicks it off, is the gingerbread house. Second to that would be over at Boardwalk, and the beach and yacht club, where they've got, and then after that, it's kind of like, but those are like, that's like the trinity of the Christmas resort hopping. And then you buy treats as you go. You can even eat as you go, drink as you go.
Hot chocolate, spiked hot chocolate. You used to be able to get free roasted chestnuts at the Grand Floridian until they got rid of that. And you just got those for free. But Erica, you're right. It was a big local thing. Locals would come in to experience all this, especially when it's like, I can't afford to stay in the Grand Floridian, but you know what? We can go over to the resort and we can get pictures and we can experience the gingerbread house and all the other offerings that are there. Those pixie dusters are high because there is a league's worth of difference between a huge life-size gingerbread house with sugar work done on like the window panes where it looks like there's snow, but it's actually spun sugar that's on there. The different Santas that they make out of, the molded chocolate. And they decorate it, and the snow that's on there, the windows decorated with the different Disney characters individually.
I mean, it's an art. It's just an art form.
Yes. It is such a art form.
And then watching them put it together, watching the culinary team build it is fascinating. And I hear that when they're building it, you can smell like the sugar and the cinnamon.
Oh my God, the ginger goes up your nose. It's just as soon as you walk, it's like, what is that? It just smells it smells so amazing. Kiss My Grits. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know what? Let me show that real quick before I drop the other annoying piece of news about that reconstruction. So yes, so the bird cage is gone. So this is what the Grand Floridian looks like now.
That's where the bar's gonna go.
I think that's where the bar's gonna
What is that
go.
platform? Hold
Look
on
at
a
this.
second. What is that? Looks like a platform for a band, doesn't it? Looks like a stage.
It's like a display area. If I remember correctly, that's like where they would have like the chocolate eggs, other things. Like it's
Oh,
like on a platform. So yeah, they've got this like walled off. It looks like a frigging eyesore. The bird cage is gone. That pisses me off. Disassembled and removed.
Oh, they did get rid of the bird cage. Never mind.
This
They're just
remember
not
the
gonna put
tea
the
room?
gingerbread house there.
Remember the Grand Floridian
Yeah,
tea room? Yeah, that's
they're
walled
getting rid
off.
of it.
I don't know what they're
So
doing.
so they've never brought back the princess tea parties from
Nope.
pre-pandemic.
Nope. Because Camera Girl used to do that all the time. And then especially the
I
Grand
always
Floridian
wanted to.
tea, which was like that high, that high tea that they
Yeah.
would have. Yeah, gone.
Now, if you want to
Gone.
do that, the Waldorf Astoria for that.
Okay. Yeah, Dan, I see the piano. Yeah, I see the piano used to be in the middle.
In the middle.
The middle of the God, this is just.
I could have sworn years ago. I mean, when I was like growing up, that that it was a white baby grand. Wasn't it a white piano? Like way back in the day. I'm talking like 80s and 90s. I could have sworn it used to be a white piano.
I don't know, because I didn't really start like park hopping until the 90s, like the late 90s.
Yeah, same here.
That was it. Wait.
Oh, look, that's the
The
wallpaper.
restrooms on the second floor near Citricos are closed. Okay, see, this is the secret second floor bathroom. I call this like my little sister's bathroom because she didn't want to go to the ones on the first floor because for some reason it freaked her out about going in there. And we found these second floor bathrooms, which hardly anybody knows about. There's like a back way to get down to the first floor so you can bypass a whole lot of people. They're shutting that down. What? Okay. All right. Hopefully that's temporary. But this is basically what we're going to get, Erica. We're going to get a bar over here.
It's a effing tiki hut.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was just thinking the same thing.
It's a friggin' indoor pergola. What the?
Yeah. Yeah.
It actually looks like something out of Raya, the dragon, the way it's got the Asian looking top.
It does not. It looks
Why
like.
is it brown?
And why isn't it like? Why isn't it like reminiscent of the bird cage? That they had there, like this wrought, gold, just Victorian style look that they used to have, but they don't have it there anymore. Arlene Navo for $4.99. Thank you so very much for that super chat, my dear. Let me hit you up. This
Arlene just gave me a funny idea. Oh man, could you imagine a YouTuber making a parody of like intervention, but it's like a pixie duster?
Oh my
Trying to
God.
keep their habit. That would be a funny skit.
It is so needed. If you've seen some like videos or documentaries about people who are they're too into it. They're too darn into it. This pixie dust epidemic is getting so bad. A&E is about to drop a new season of intervention. You know what I want? I want some art of like Tinkerbell with like a rolled up $20 bill doing lines of pixie dust. Because that's
Randy has so much fun with this. Oh my gosh.
CJ's taking notes.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please,
Oh
please
my
do.
god.
Please do. Like you got something, and then again, have that scene from Scarface, except this pixie dust. The dude has his
Man, I
whole
wouldn't even
face.
know where to begin to script something like that. I mean, like, I have
I
the
have some
concept I have
ideas.
in my head, but to organize it into, like, a organized skit, I can't. I'm not that organized in my thoughts, but I can conceptualize really well.
God, it is crazy how there's no excusing this stuff at all. But again, you've got some of the people who they just think that whatever Disney serves up, that's what they should consume. You know what? Just keep consuming product. Don't ask questions. Just just consume product. It is. I don't see, yeah, this like they were excited about, Tiana's broccoli adventure and then didn't have squat to say when it
Yeah,
was
but
just
the
a
pixie
crap
dusters,
presentation.
are also, um
Okay, now don't mess with me about my
Oh.
pins. I'll say this
Oh,
much.
no.
At least my pins are from the Eisner era. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I haven't bought Disney pins since 2018. But it's true.
Oh,
It's
man.
true. It's true. I do have a bad problem with twins.
Lorena, I don't have
Nothing
Disney
gets better.
pins. I got these pins.
I don't have any.
Oh, yes. Those are cool. Those are cool pins. Those are cool pins for real. I like this one. Extreme meme. Just wait. Disney's gonna put pull bars in the bathrooms too. Oh Lord. Have
They might as well at this
So are they
point.
called P bars?
Jeez. Yeah.
That's a
Gosh.
good one.
Excuse me, I need some more toilet paper and a shot of Patron, please.
Yeah. Just give it to me. It's oh gosh, it's
They
so
couldn't have made it, like, white and gold or, like, a white and
Mm.
cream color to go with
Mm-mm. No,
uh
because what you have is you have people that are from the Gensler School of Architecture Design, and they make everything look like a Hilton. There's no individuality. You don't
that
when
doesn't even look
usually
like a
when you
Hilton, that just looks like trash.
it used to be that when you walked into the Grand Floridian, again, you felt like you stepped back in time to this Gilded Age, era, the opulence of everything that's in there. But now it's just a mess. But to wrap up here with this, another thing, remember I remember I think when I visited, 2018, and I was at Disney 2018, it was on Christmas. And I'm like, great, we're gonna get on the Disney World Railroad and we're
It was
gonna
closed.
enjoy this, right? And I get there and the train's parked. So I asked a cast member, I said, why is the train just parked here? Oh, we just have it out here for display because they're building Tron. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, case in point, at that time, I was very hype about Tron because I thought it was going to be something else. It didn't turn out to be that, but I was hype about that. But they're like, yeah, because they're building Tron, we're just keeping it, we're keeping it here. Like, okay, yeah. I moved to Florida in 2021. Train's still not running. Still not running because they're building Tron. Now, July 7th, the train isn't going to go all the way around the park. It's going to go
Nope.
from Main Street to Fantasyland and then go in reverse back to Main Street, USA. Yes.
In
Like the
reverse?
little shuttle thing that they have at the airport, it's going to go from Main Street, USA to Fantasyland.
So they're trying to copy Universal, Lorena. They're trying to do the Hogwarts Express.
The Hogwarts.
You know what?
Yeah.
Daggone it. Yep, Tom,
Goes
you got it.
oh, jeez.
Without the cool stuff
Golly.
on,
Are
without
they
the
going to put
cool
screens
visual
up, or are they going to have Mickey Mouse come up and go, ah?
Mm. No, they couldn't even pull that off these days.
No.
All those engineers are at Universal.
Y'all could have made this into a Disney party bus.
Don't give them no idea. They're going to put a bar on the train next.
Yeah, you know they are. Yeah, you are. Going back to Fantasyland in reverse, you mean? No, coming from... Actually, wait a minute.
Will the train go backwards? Like,
no,
are we
because
really going to see this train go backwards?
Train leaves. So the train leaves. It goes clockwise around the park. So wait. Yeah, it goes clockwise around the park. So it's going to go past the first stop is usually Frontierland. Then it goes on to Fantasyland. And then it goes back to Main Street USA. So now that I think about it, it could back. Yeah, whichever way is going to be shorter. It's probably, now that I think about it, probably will be a Fantasyland.
I wonder how they're going to kill that recording that place. How they're going to mod that. Who they're going to get to do it.
I have no idea.
It'll just be a silent train ride. There'll be no.
Wasn't that voiced by somebody a long, long time ago? Or did they redo that?
I don't know. I don't remember. A Dan's Life at the Kingdom. Thanks for the $4.99 super chat. We're kind of feeling like this right now.
Is this an out of season April Fool's joke?
Gosh, really?
Yeah. This is the most dumbest thing I've ever seen from Disney. Universal is way better. Yeah, because Universal had it. It had the themed concept. Hogwarts Express. Guess what? We're going from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley and back. And it's not the same ride twice. So what you see on the screens in Hogwarts Express, you get a different feel when you're going from King's Cross over in the studios. You're leaving London and going to Hogsmeade over in Islands of Adventure. But yeah, you're right. Disney's just stuck on what you guys don't own. Yeah, this is a what you guys don't own phones kind of moment going on here. It is,
if South Park comes out with another episode of this whole like Disney universe thing, they need to do the whole bar. They need to do the whole bar thing. And what's that? Was it Cartman? He's the main character.
Yes.
They need to have him say, the whole put a chicken in and make her gay. Well, no, they need to reword that to, I can't think of a good phrase, but basically in something to the effect of Disney taking out attractions and replacing them with more bars.
Well, y'all know what I think about that.
Well, you know what I think about that, Cal? Hold on.
That's what I think about that. Oh, well, folks, it is yet again Disney headed to hell in a handbasket with gasoline drawers on. Okay, just
dismal.
You're already there. They kicked Dorothy out of the basket. Toto got friggin' set to the taxidermy, and they set that shit on fire.
That's a rocket to it. Well, we all know they're getting rid of the Muppets, but they're getting rid of the Muppets from Muppet Vision, and apparently they're gonna put the Electric Mayhem at where the Aerosmith roller coaster is.
Really?
Yes, they are. It's not going to be the quote unquote Muppets. They're going to put the Electric Mayhem where the Rock and Roller Coaster, where that is. So that is their plan. However, if they did this on the Rock and Roller Coaster with the Electric Mayhem, I think I would be down with it. Check it out.
Jungle Boogie. Jungle Boogie. Jungle Boogie. This is absurd. I refuse to Jungle Boogie. No, I said I will not jungle boogie. No jungle boogie. I can't jungle boogie. Jungle boogie. Jungle boogie. I can jungle boogie. Jungle boogie.
Get down, get down. Get down, get down. Get down, get down. Get it. Jungle boogie. Jungle boogie. You got
Yes, I know I'll get claimed off for this.
Get up, get up, get up, get down, y'all. Yeah. Get down with the boogie. Get down. Get down, y'all. What's up? Get down.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. We're closing. You have to leave.
What exactly is in a Mai Tai anyway?
Well, he found out. The coconut bra. Yes, the coconut bra. Now, if they give us that on the
right next to a bar.
Yeah, right next to a bar. But at least give us some good Muppets. I could totally see that. Kiss My Grits, thank you so very much, my dear, for the additional $10 super chat. Sure do appreciate this. I'm pretty sure Kiss My Grits, in his mind, a lot of us are probably thinking this too, to have this done to Bob Iger.
Here's a key grip. Hit that director in the face really fucking hard.
Oh, ow.
Yeah. Nobody, I repeat, nobody takes the Walt Disney World Railroad just to go from Main Street to Storybook Circus. The train is primarily used as a shortcut to go cross park and get off their feet for 20 minutes. You are absolutely right.
Exactly. Because you could walk from Storybook Circus to Main. I mean, it's right there. They're right next door to each other. It's not that far of a walk. Why would you wait? But walking is faster than waiting in line and hopping on the train.
Mm-hmm. You get on a train to get away from people and
just rest your feet.
Yeah, and just rest your feet and just ride the train around. That's it. Most people don't even really care about the train. They see it when they walk in. If it's parked there, they see the train station. Nobody thinks about it. Really, I wouldn't say nobody. I would say most folks don't think about it. I think the first time I rode the train when I was little, and then I didn't ride it again until I was in college, and that was like years. I'm like, oh, I forgot there was a train here. I totally forgot, man. And now I like riding it all the time. And it's great. So thank you so much, Kiss My Grits, for that $10 super chat. Such an awesome supporter of the channel. And Professor X thanks you for the super chats too, because that keeps him in treats and fancy feast. And little toy mice from Target that smell like catnip. He's so darn particular. He's so particular. Oh, let's see. Yeah, the train is not. Then again, this is a Disney cast member
that's true.
Attitude that you have going on. I've seen them talk to guests in a really not very respectful manner, and a couple of times, what was it? A couple of times I've been on stream where guests are just like, why are they yelling at people? And we're not happy. They're like, this is supposed to be the happiest place on earth. They have the saltiest cast members. Yeah, it's like there's a switch. Yes, it is.
Karen Brigade.
It totally is. It totally is. It's
just
just like,
just keep your arms and hands inside the building.
Keep
your hands inside the building.
Step away.
Tone when they have a damn, parade or the fireworks at night. Could you imagine what it's like for the night parade? You think that attitude is going to change and go anywhere?
I don't want to think about it. They are just the
I can't
flipping
stand
worst.
how it's like that nowadays. You know, when I was growing up, you picked your spot, you stayed there, and you watched the freaking show, and then you went home. There was none of, either you could get through the crowd or you couldn't, you know? It was you snooze, you lose. Now everything's got to be all organized and all like putting sardines in little pads. They have to have these walkways, and I'm just like, just you're a theme park.
I have never seen
For what people
guests
pay
treated that
to
way.
get yelled at, nah.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it's gotten to a point where I don't really like watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom in the Magic Kingdom on Main Street because of the yelling, and it's not, and it's the condescending tone. They have an attitude behind what they're saying.
They do,
It's the
and
tone.
that's the problem. It's their attitude, that's their tone. At Universal,
don't have
they
the
don't use that
same-
tone.
You
It's
don't have the
it's
same
completely
class of
different.
people working
Yeah.
there anymore. You have people that I can make money doing what? Okay, I'll go there and I'll be a miserable person.
Mhm.
I'll make everybody else miserable around me because I can.
And it's just so ridiculous what they do. And it's just, oh my gosh, I hate it. I get annoyed when I'm there. I'm just like, that's not how you talk to guests. It's like, who freaking trained you? But now it's like a shift. It used to be Universal team members were like the worst, and Disney cast
SeaWorld.
members were the best. Now it's switch. Totally, totally
SeaWorld was
switch
worse.
now.
SeaWorld was bad for a while.
Ooh. Man, often a yelling. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's like if I'm in the parks, sometimes I'll watch the fireworks, but I really prefer not to. And you'll see me more often than not go to one of the resorts and watch the fireworks instead.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
just a big it's not fun.
I'd rather watch from the Contemporary or just not watch it all and just go on the rides if I'm in the park. Go on Haunted
Mhm.
Mansion or go to
Pirates of the
Fantasyland and just
Caribbean.
pirates. Yeah.
I'll
Do
just
that.
watch when the streamers do it
hit
and
those.
not have to deal with it.
Mhm.
Mute, watch fireworks
Mhm.
in peace.
I like Contemporary and the Polynesian.
Yep.
But one of my favorite places beside the Polynesian is right outside Gasparilla and Grill and Games at the Grand Floridian.
I liked when you filmed that there. That was awesome.
That's a great place to crash. Get your food, sit down there in the grass, and just watch the fireworks. Someone asked when Disney is opening the new Cars Land. They have not given a date. I would not
Because
expect to see.
Disney doesn't know either.
They don't know. It's vapor. Well, in the software industry, we call it vaporware. Where they're like, oh, we're gonna have this and we're giving it to you, and nothing comes out. So this is it. It costs Disney nothing to deliver concept art. And when's the last time Disney understood the assignment and actually gave us in real life what the concept art looked like? Case in point, the concept art that Epic Universe gave us was exactly what we got in real life.
Yep. They set the bar very high that what they put on a canvas, they can build in a park. Disney has yet to come through on that.
Nope, they don't. They don't. So I wouldn't expect to see anything concrete for like 5 years. If we go by how
Oh,
long it took for them to build Tron, that was one attraction. So they're not telling us. They're just saying, "Hey, we're going to start construction." Okay. They haven't given us a date. And here's another thing to remember, all right? They are building on land
Swamp.
that the South Florida Water Management District has to approve. Yes, they gave them the go ahead to start doing it. But Disney said basically, okay, well, we'll offset it with environmental investments otherwhere on property. Who knows?
Where?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Well,
saying. Like,
there is more water features in that newer concept art we saw that was pointed out earlier tonight. But
it's still concept.
know.
We don't know what we're gonna get.
Yeah, exactly. We could get nothing. It may not even look anything like that. I mean, look what they did to Fantasyland. There was nothing like that concept art. Nothing.
And it may not
And
even.
instead of Pixie Hollow, we got a freaking circus, which is the most tacky, fugly thing ever.
Let's see, 21, 2, 3. Less than 5 years, Thanatos, if my calculations are correct. The pandemic temporarily paused it. When I moved here May of 2021, I think they had just started up within about 2 or 3 months. And that was May 2021. And that construction was at a darn fever pitch. I've never seen a whole darn park come together that quickly. It was just insane. So yep, I wouldn't count. Let's put it this way, and I'm gonna put this bet. I'll put this bet on here. Epic Universe will build their first expansions and open them at Epic Universe before Disney even does anything to finish on their proposed Cars Land. I mean, yeah, thank you.
Another 5th theme park.
And they got there's the park in Texas. There's Halloween Horror Nights experience in Vegas. Universal Studios Great Britain will be built before Cars Land over in Magic
Didn't they just build a park in Los Angeles too for Halloween Horror Nights? That type of thing too.
That's in Vegas.
Vegas, I mean.
Yeah, that's the Vegas is
the
year-round
Halloween Horror Nights
experience. But they are starting to build for Halloween Horror Nights. So at Hollywood and at Orlando, which reminds me, Five Nights at Freddy's experience is coming to Halloween Horror Nights
No, thank you.
at Universal, at Orlando, and Hollywood. I can't flip it wait, Dutch. Can't wait. All right, folks, we are going to wrap up the stream. Thank you guys so much. There are over 160 of you folks watching tonight between YouTube and between X. We so do appreciate it. And Cat made an appearance, although I'm very glad he's being polite and not licking his nether regions on stream. Yeah, he did that earlier. Sunday. He did that Sunday. I shouldn't even talked about it. So Erica, what do you have going on to let the folks know about, and where can people find you?
Yeah. You can find me at Erica-Raff. There's not a whole lot going on our YouTube channel. I know it's been slow and going. Just we're going through family stuff, and it's just easier said than done to take that next step and get back into the saddle. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get it.
I get it. One day at a time. We're just, we're literally like kind of in survival mode over here. Just got a lot going on, but we're trying. I know I need to edit the footage. I should do that. Probably be a good distraction. And oh my gosh, he's so freaking cute. Your cat.
He knows he is.
But yeah, stream hopping is what I've been doing and what I will continue to do. I might put up something on my community tab. I keep forgetting I have that. Do people pay attention to those? I usually don't, just as a YouTube viewer.
If it alerts me, I'll read it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was really like, okay, I'll try it. Put a little update there and kind of keep in touch. That way it's not so like dry. And we are in the pre-Halloween season. Like it is, we're what, 4 months out? We're already in June, and this is the DIY season. This month, all of the retailers are going to start dropping their 30-second previews, and you're going to see all the other Halloween channels start, dissecting all of the 2025 animatronics and Halloween props that are coming out. So I guess I should get back in Halloween mode, really, even though I don't know if we're going to be here come by Halloween. I hope not. I'm ready to be back in the States.
Let's do some back of the napkin planning. But you hop in on so many streams. People love seeing you.
Yep.
So that's a thing.
Mainly here, T3PO and your resort recon, and pro when I'm invited.
Yeah. Oh, we are gonna have a great time talking Saturday. Arlene Navo, member for 14 months. Yeah, he is. Professor X trying to start his own Only Pause channel.
I'm sorry, that's kind of cute though. That's the cute.
He does like to pose. He likes to pose, and so many people who have YouTube channels or live streaming, the pets know when they're streaming or when they're when they're recording videos, because they always like show up and do stuff.
I need to dog someone's dog. I need to snuggle with a dog. I miss that.
I can send you one of the dogs.
I'll take Kira.
Okay. She sheds a lot.
Oh my gosh, Mama
Linda's
Ludo.
laughing inside.
Yeah, you should. Mom and Dad have a Mom, correct me if I'm wrong, Rooney. Is Rooney a Persian? He's not Mancoon. He's white and fluffy. He's the fancy feast cat.
Oh.
That's that's my dad's dream cat. And they, a friend of the family had one that she couldn't, he was getting too old and not getting along with the other animals. So she rehomed him to my parents. And he's cute and he's got a hell of a personality too.
Well, I made the not mistake, but I went to the Orange County shelter page and saw the cutest ginger kitten, and he got adopted already. I'm like, crap.
Like a yellow tabby?
Orange tabby.
Or orange tabby.
Like Garfield looking tabby. Yeah, because most orange tabbies are male. And I had an orange tabby when I was a kid. Yeah. So I was like,
we got one in the neighborhood on a rare occasion. He'll make his presence known. But the one that really comes up here is a little black and white cat. Her name is Mealy. And she got to be careful because she will get into your house. If the door's open, the window's open, she'll even bust through the screen and she'll make her presence known in the house.
Oh, I believe it. This one scratches at the porch door when I don't have the door open with the magnetic curtain, and he'll like scratch at the door and cry like a dog. Oh, your mom says he's a rag doll.
Yeah, you can literally cuddle with him, pick him up. But if you try moving and he's comfortable, he gets like, it's like really annoying.
Mine uses me as a cushion.
I can't pet him for too long. My skin will start to itch and react. So I have to, and he likes to get in my lap and in my face. And I'm like, get off me. Mm-hmm. We should have an understanding by now. I can't do this for too long before my skin starts to react.
I have to put your own videos. He's so funny. He's so funny. He knows my outro. As soon as I do my outro, he'll jump down and start crying. So funny. Well, folks, Tom, what you got going on, my dear?
Well, I got my own little channel. It's just TJ Magnifee. I got to put it up there one day. But I'm usually swinging this around everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's a blue wrench.
Oh, I see you. Did you have that 3D printed?
No. It's just a funny play on words that I told Mexican Iron Man I was going to do. I took a regular wrench and wrapped it in blue tape.
Okay, so, I thought that's what that was, but
swinging it around, and that's about it. Jumping on Lorena's stream, let's see, I was on Park Streamers last night. Jumped over
Oh,
there
nice.
and jump on other people's. Maybe I'll jump on Ron's. And if Lorena doesn't kick me off, I'll come back.
Oh, you know we love you here. Well, folks, as for your girl, let's see. Thursday, we're going to be back at Hollywood Studios because, of course, Muppet Vision is going to be closing. I'm not going to be there the last day because it's going to be insane, but we are going Thursday, and we're going to see how many times we can experience that attraction because there's so much there in sight gags and things like that we're just going to spend a whole stream just experiencing that attraction as many times as possible. And if I fix my phone right, put the 3D glasses over it so it can stay, and we can just enjoy it and reminisce about an attraction that they're going to yeet to freaking put Monsters Incorporated in. So there's that. Let's see. Friday night, Community Quiplash. You do not want to miss that. That's going to be a fun time. Erica, you got to drop in on that. I'm trying to get my sister to pop on to pay it off.
What date is that?
What
Thursday?
time?
Friday. Friday
What
at
time?
I think 8 o'clock. 8 or 8:30.
That's like 2 a.m. over here.
I'll have to check that. But yeah, I think it's like
The method of matters on my plate anyways.
Yeah, we just have a great time, especially if my sister jumps on there. Because if you think I'm bad, she's even worse. She is snappier than I am. So we're having that first Friday night, and Saturday morning, Resort Recon Live podcast. We got a lot to talk about with regards to the parks. 8 p.m. that night, watch party for the 1995 Mortal Kombat film. That is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies to watch. We are definitely going to be watching that. Next week on the Spice Lounge, Cameron Pasha will be returning to hang out with us.
Yay.
Holly Weird Explained. So bring all your questions about why do they do X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the other thing. Cameron is a screenwriter. He's a producer, and he is in the business. So love bringing him back every month. So cannot wait to bring my friend Cameron back on to the show. So all of you guys, take care. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Yes, it will be. That's exactly what it's gonna be. We're gonna have a blast, and I so cannot wait to do that with you guys. So everyone have a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Make sure you're subscribed to my folks on the panel. Make sure you're subscribed to me.
All right, everyone, let's tidy things up.
Autobots, start your engines!
Not under the rug.
We'll keep singing without fail, otherwise we'd spoil it.
Ready, Prime, let's roll.
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing up the toilet.
That's all, folks.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.